Welcome back to Great Day Washington. This segment is sponsored by the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. The busy holiday season is upon us, and everyone is looking for tips and tricks to make traveling as stress-free as possible.
I like that. We are joined by Rob Yingling from the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, who has some advice on how to make your travel experience as smooth as possible.
Yes.
You're the man we need to talk to right now, Rob.
Yeah.
Good morning.
The biggest thing, of course, is getting there and parking. What tips do you have about finding a space ahead of time or how to find the right parking?
Sure. At Reagan International and Dulles International, we have thousands of parking spaces, but they tend to fill up at peak times, especially on weekends and holidays. So to guarantee that spot, you want to go to FlyReagan or FlyDulles.com and reserve that spot in advance. Very important. So if you go to our website, you click on Reserve Now, you can guarantee your reservation. You pay in advance, but if your plans change, you can cancel that reservation before your trip. Now let's talk about when you should reserve. If you have travel plans, reserve right now because there's no penalty to cancel. You have to reserve at least 12 hours in advance, but when we get towards weekends and holidays, the ability to reserve even gets cut off. So the further in advance, the better to make that parking reservation.
You could reserve
I didn't know
a
either.
spot at the airport. Okay, well, that's good to know.
What lots fill up first?
So the most convenient lots are the ones to fill up
closest,
first, the ones that take the least time from parking to the terminal. So at Reagan National, we're talking about the terminal lots, terminal lots 1 and 2. And Dulles, we're talking about parking garages 1 and 2.
All right, we got our parking spot. We're at the airport. What tips do you have just to make the trip smooth, to keep going, keep the stress free?
Exactly. So you're bringing luggage. You know, if you're traveling light, you're going to do carry-on, and if at the holidays, a lot of people do check baggage. So I have some tips there. So when you're packing, don't pack the day of your trip. You have enough. To worry about in the countdown to travel.
He's talking to you,
so
Chris.
the night before, the best way is to plan ahead, be organized, have a list of what you want to bring, and if you're packing those that carry-on luggage, don't forget that TSA 311 rule is still in effect. So 3 ounces or less for liquids and gels in a 1-quart bag, and it's 1 bag per traveler.
That was my question.
Now,
I couldn't remember how many bags.
It's 1 bag per traveler?
Yes,
I didn't know
1-quart
that.
bag per traveler. So now if you're with other people in your party, maybe they're not as organized as you. I would bring some emergency last-minute 3-ounce bags to the airport in case they weren't as proactive as you when you get to the terminal.
Well, probably good to have them too. Like if something spills, then you have one for the ride back, and there's not
exactly.
They're lightweight.
You might come to another traveler's rescue at the checkpoint.
That's true.
Who, didn't plan ahead. Now, if you're checking your luggage, think ahead to when you get to baggage claim. A lot of bags look the same. Many of them are black, like this one. You want to add a little piece of flair to the handle of your luggage. In this case, I found a handkerchief so that when it comes off the carousel, you can find it easily, and it decreases the possibility that someone will take your bag by mistake.
If you're not the traveler and you're the dropper-offer, you're the person bringing someone to the airport, any suggestions? It gets so crowded as you're waiting, right? There might not be the cell phone lot to wait in. What do you recommend we do?
You want to avoid the traffic. That's the main goal here, is to avoid during the busy holiday season. The roads can get full. So think counterintuitively. Think in terms of dropping off at baggage claim or picking up on the ticketing level, for example. Another one at Reagan National is we have something called express drop-off. And that is a roadway that's separate from the ticketing and baggage claim roadway, that's marked with purple signs, and allows you to drop off someone close to the terminal, but in a lower traffic area. So look for those areas.
Is that to the left as you're going up
as you're pulling up, you'll see a turn off to the left. Now let's talk about the Metro. This is a huge development at Reagan National and Dulles, is that you can take the Metro to either airport now. So the Silver Line has service to Dulles, and the blue and yellow lines have service to Reagan National. You can ride to the airport on the Metro if you're a solo passenger not being dropped off. But if you're dropping off or picking up, what if you dropped off your passenger one stop away or pick them up one stop away.
For the Metro.
The kiss and ride lots are pretty easy to get in and out of during many times of the day. So
less people to deal with.
This is smart.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for helping us make this a little less stressful. For more tips on how to make sure your travel is stress-free this holiday season, you can go to flydulles.com or flyreagan.com.